Yo, all right, so what we're gonna do on this video is we gonna cover in detail everything that happened during the fast. So caloric intake, what I ate, things like that's what I wanna cover in this video right here. I'm also gonna dive into some Q&As that came in the video, in the comments. Not too many, but whatever came in, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna answer it at the very end. So I'm gonna walk y'all through the whole fast. We're gonna walk through the whole fast. We're gonna see exactly, what was happening and what was going on. I'm gonna go through each weigh-in so you can get a real idea and a picture of how things played out. So I'm not gonna waste no time. We're gonna dive right in. So I'm gonna give y'all in detail how these things actually play out, why the results end up the way that they do, right? So let me see. So let's rewind back. I'm gonna go to the YouTube video and we're gonna walk through it and you're gonna see exactly how, everything kind of played out. So right here, let me see, we got the channel. So I'm gonna dive in. All right, so I got the play out right here. And if you watch the video, which we got going right here, I know I could have did it with the screen on screen thing, but I figured this might be easier. So in this very beginning portion, so y'all know, I just finished working out. I think I said it in the video, I just finished working out. So the results that you see is the results based on me just finishing my workout, right? So let me see, let me go ahead and let me get the info. So the first weigh-in, hold up. Should have had it already ready. So the first weigh-in, right? This is this one right here. It's the initial weigh-in. So y'all can see what's going on. You're gonna see the numbers come in. Y'all probably reading it backwards, but it's 171, 11.1 on the body fat, all of that. So mind you, where I currently stand right now, as far as body fat goes, it's already come down from a higher point, right? And I'm fasted. I'm fasted at this point. I just finished doing cardio. So mind you, even though the body fat says 11.1, it was a little higher before, but because I was in a fasted state, that's what the 11.1 was all about. It was, I think, somewhere around closer to 12, maybe 12 something. So it has already come down from that point, because when I did that weigh-in, I was already fasted. I think according to what was in the video, I think I was already fasted 9, maybe almost up to 12 hours. So immediately my body started to tap into the fat stores, which is how the body works. What they say is within the first 12 hours, your body starts to dip into some form of autophagy, which is the healing benefits that come from fasting, and also your glycogen stores. Depending on what you did or what you're doing, you will have depleted a lot of your stores around the 12th hour. They say you're fully depleted at 24, but you could imagine at 12, you're probably halfway there. Now, after I added cardio to the mix, whenever you add cardio to your fast, it's gonna help you hit that depletion point, the complete zero, a lot faster. So the fact that I did my cardio and all of that, I'm already off to a good start. This is what I will always advise anybody who's doing a fast. My ideas that I like to throw out is start your fast the night before so you could sleep, get a good start on your fast. So you 8-9 hours already in, wake up, hit your cardio and get your day started. That's kind of how I play this one out right here. And then you're going to see me go through it. So as I went through, you can see here, I'm taking the aminos. Again, I explained that with the aminos, I don't know how much of an effect. I'm gonna actually run another test. I'm gonna run a test where I actually have aminos in the entire fast and see how fast do I lose muscle, because that's the idea behind them, right? Or I'm gonna have and I'm gonna have another test where I run a fast with no aminos. So I'm gonna run one with and one without. You know, it's very easy to run test fasted because the calories are usually the same. The only difference between your fasting test that you might see as a result is your caloric expenditure. And that could be changed based on what I do in my workplace. A busy day might register as more calories burned. So that'll kind of throw off the numbers and the accuracy just a little bit. But if you consider it, that'll help you kind of gain a little bit more accuracy if you know some of the information, like how much work I did that day or something like that. But let's keep it moving. Because I think at this point, you can see me right, where is it at? I think like right here. How the hours play out. Oh yeah, so here I'm 12 hours in. This is when I'm really, I think I'm 13, matter of fact. 13, 14 hours in. This is before I was going to work. So I think at this point, I told y'all about, at that point, I told y'all about how you might feel tired. So everybody's a little different on the times that they hit this point. So what it ends up being is, how does your body work? When you hit 9, 10, 11, 12 hours, if you've been fasting continuously, not just over and over and over, but if you've done it once a month, once every 2 weeks, you've done it, you know, kind of somewhat consistent to where your body kind of knows and understands what it's all about. Your body at that point between 9 and 12 hours could become more fat adaptive, okay? That basically means that your body learns how to utilize the fat and glycogen stores. It uses it different than somebody who's not accustomed to fasting, okay? They're more carb dependent. So those who depend on the carbs are those who may not have fasted, you know, for long periods, or they don't fast at all. So their body is reliant on the calories that come in. And the moment they go without food, those are the first ones that get bent out of shape. You know, they get real crazy when they don't get the calories or the protein that they need at the specific time that they want it at. Especially that in itself, programming your brain to eat at a certain time could also push your hunger levels to spike during those times. So all of that is something that kind of works on somebody who's not accustomed to fasting. When you are accustomed to fasting and you do it often, and you are more fat adaptive, you can actually go to the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th hour, and you don't feel none of those lightheaded, sleepy symptoms that some people that are carb dependent might feel. You might breeze right through it. I know I do. When I hit 9, 10, 11, 12 hours in the video, yes, I did go to sleep and all of that. But you got to always keep in mind that my caloric expenditure, how much I'm actually burning, is usually different. So I might feel more or less tired. But if I were to just not do any physical activity, come around to the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th hour of my fast, because I'm already adapted to doing exercise and not having anything in me, if I weren't, or if I didn't exercise, then you would definitely see that I would plow right through anything at that point in time in regards to being energetic, uplifted, full of energy. I would just blow right through it. I usually tamper with it because I do the extra exercise, if that's making sense to y'all. So what ended up happening is there was another weigh-in, and the other weigh-in, I believe, came in around the 38th hour, right? 38th hour fasted. I went, I did some cardio. And what you'll notice is this weigh-in right here. So you'll see that even in a fasted state, the muscle mass, if it's not this weigh-in, it could be the one that's before it. But even in a fasted state, you'll see that the muscle mass goes up for a period. It'll continue going up, and the body fat will continue going down up until your body runs out of the glycogen stores. Once you hit that point where your body runs out of calories and it starts to tap into the glycogen. So once you hit that point, that's when you'll actually see the decrease in muscle mass. But until that point, my body's still working with the calories that are kind of sitting in me, the food or whatever that was taken in. That's going to work on you for a long period of time. So my body's still working on that. And that's part of why the muscle mass is increasing and the body fat's decreasing. There isn't many calories there. There isn't much for my body to rely on in terms of carbs. So it's leaning on those fats, extra calories, glycogen, whatever's kind of left over. That's really what it's dealing with, all right? So what you're gonna see is, if it's this weigh-in, hopefully it's this one, I'm not getting it confused. You should see that the muscle mass is gonna go up. Now it doesn't continuously go up. You notice as I get deeper and deeper into the fast, the muscle mass begins to start going in a downward direction. And let me see what this weigh-in says. 168, that's 88. 62.2, 145. Yeah, so I believe there was a weigh-in before this one. So all I want you to see and understand is that the muscle mass doesn't immediately just drop, all right? A lot of people are under the impression, remember, I'm 39 hours fasted at this point. I'm 39 hours fasted. Without me searching back and finding the weigh-in where the muscle mass actually went up, we could still just look at this one, all right? It's already one thing when the muscle mass goes up. But what about the muscle mass staying relatively the same after we've gone deeper? Because remember, that previous weigh-in was a lot earlier in the fast. We've now gone deeper into the fast. We 30 plus hours into the fast. Why isn't my muscle mass just plummeting to the ground like what most people convince you to believe? Oh, if you don't get your 6 meals a day, you're gonna lose muscle mass. Oh, if you don't get you're gonna lose X, Y, and Z. But what do you find when you actually run your own tests on your specific body, because your body works different than mine, you find the results may differ from what you've been told. Now, what I see and understand here is that my body can go for a period of time longer than what I've ever known in the past without food. What you come to also find in research and study, which has been done, is that people who are eating continuously, consecutively, the 4, 5, 6 meals a day, bodybuilders, are the ones that don't have the longest lifespan. They're not living the longest. You know, when you clutter your body with a bunch of chemicals and not chemicals, but whatever you want to call it exactly, toxins, what's contained inside the food is still something new and different to your body. Your body has to take it, has to break it down, it has to make it something different in order to process it and make use of it. With that being said, you gotta think about it. If your body has to do all of that to the food coming in, is that food actually something that your body can make use of? Not in the beginning. It has to take it and break it down, okay? So what I'm trying to get you to understand is it takes work for your work on your body to make that happen. So if you continuously eat, then you'll find that that is what's leading to your body being filled with all who knows what inside, good and bad, right? Even salads, your body has to turn around, make it something else, break it down, turn it into energy. It has to do all of that. It could be the most healthiest food. It's just you find that with the healthier foods, it doesn't require as much, right? But when you take in a processed food, the breakdown involves a lot more. Now, with that being said, that toll that's taken on the body is what you're trying to reduce and what naturally happens during the fast. It's just like if you had a street, right? You got a street and you say to yourself, yo, I'm trying to rebuild this street back. But in order for me to rebuild the street back, I got to make sure nobody comes through. Got to make sure nobody comes through. That's the food. The streets, your intestines, and your body overall. Now, every time somebody comes down the street, you start working, right? Your body, you finish eating. 5-6 hours pass. Your body's like, oh, nobody ain't coming? All right, cool. Let me go ahead and let's go to work. Everybody, come on, let's go to work. Let's start rebuilding what we need. Let's do what we have to. This, that, and the third. And before you know it, you look down the street and somebody else is coming. And you're like, damn, I'm trying to fix it up. But every time I get in and try to go to work and try to get it to be fixed back, somebody comes back through and messes it up. This is the way the food runs through the body. It's working in the same fashion, all right? What's happening at the end of the day is, I know you might feel like, hey, but I'm eating salads and I'm eating this and I'm eating that. Okay, it doesn't matter how healthy the food is that you continuously consume. You know, you bringing in the consistent salads 4, 5, 6 times. It's still registering as something passing through the body. It still puts you in a phase. It puts you in a condition, a state where your body cannot go to work as if it were in a fasted state. And a fasted state means there's nothing on the road, there's nothing on the street. So it can easily go to work with no problems. But when something's in the way, it needs to get that out the way and then it could go to work. But if stuff keeps coming through, how you going to ever clean up if you constantly got it coming through? All right? When you look at the benefits that you gain from going through a fast and you look at things like longevity, you start to understand the importance in how the body works, how you can actually take the body through a period where it can learn to go longer and longer and longer periods without food, without losing muscle, without giving you any kind of decrease in energy. Anything of that nature is the opposite of what the body actually does. It goes to work and makes you better as you go into the fast. So you'll see, and during the fast and after the fast, and the more you fast, you'll find that that's always going to be a way to where you are cleaning your body. You are getting rid of those incomplete proteins, those incomplete broken down cells. Autophagy is the idea behind you getting into a fast. If you reap the benefits from the fat loss and the weight loss and the other things that add on to it, that's fine. But when you get into it and you in a condition like mine or myself, where I think I'm somewhat in good shape, I'm not actually aiming to be a skeleton. And that's not what happens when you get into the fast. You actually put your body in a better state, better condition. You get rid of the incomplete proteins, which leaves what kind of proteins? The best proteins are in the forefront. The cells that are the incomplete, half dead, not really doing their job. Instead of having them lagging around in the body as I continuously eat food, never giving my body the ability to clean up, it just builds up and builds up and builds up where you got all this bad, who knows what inside of you. So the idea behind the fast is to clean that out, get it to be more of an open door repaired system, and then you could go ahead and intake the extra stuff you want to take in, especially your processed and foods outside of your diet. At least you bring it in with a more cleaner inside. Maybe you might call it that. But that's what I see in the breakdown that I have behind why I fast. That's one of the questions that I had in the comments. I think somebody asked me, if I'm in this type of shape, whatever that is, why would I be looking to fast? What benefits does it have for me? And it's, yeah, I reap the benefit from the fat loss and the muscle mass increase, but I also like the fact that my body hits autophagy. That's where it'll clean up the dead and incomplete cells and proteins. Knowing that that is happening opens up my mind to the fact that that could also connect with decreasing any type of diseases or things coming my way, because that's actually happening within me on the inside. It's really cleaning out the body differently than some of those other things might tell you. The pills that people take and stuff like that. So let's continue on. And what you're going to see and you're going to notice is my muscle mass on this video. I got off to a major tangent. It's like 145. And what you notice is my weight is coming down. So my weight's coming down. The muscle mass has tweaked, but the body fat's way down. way, way, way down, which is the result of how things play out in the body, right? Now, as the fast progressed, I did the litmus test. I forgot the second one. I think this one right here, where I'm like 40 plus hours fasted, right? That one right there. So there was this day. So the day that I decided to eat. This is the part that I really wanted y'all to see so y'all can get an idea of how this thing plays out. All right. Now, what I did is I broke the fast after 66 hours. 66 hours. I broke the fast after 62. It was really like between 60 and 62 hours. And this is the critical point. Number one, I want y'all to know and understand what I broke my fast with. I told y'all in the video, but I was, sure to tell you that it was broken with lean meats, high protein. So what I did that day is I had like 4 ounces of chicken, just like I said in the video. So I had all my chicken. What I did after that is I even had some protein shake. Like I think maybe like an hour later, I had a protein shake. Later that day, I ended up eating rice, beans. We talking like 3-4 hours later. I ended up eating rice, beans, a big plate of chicken. I'm not gonna give y'all no estimates on calories or anything like that, because don't base my numbers on what you should actually do. I'm just gonna give you the idea of what I was actually having, and your caloric intake will always be different, especially coming from a fasted state. Obviously, you might eat more. You might put yourself in a position you might eat too much. Just don't try to mimic my numbers or anything that I'm doing, because it's always gonna be different. It's based on my body and how my body operates. So back to the story. So when I actually decided to bring the food intake in, I went a little crazy. So that night, so mind you, I jumped it off with the bulletproof coffee, which has protein shake, healthy fats, and all of that in it. It was good. Then I went ahead and had the lean meats, right? Then later down the line, I had rice, beans, chicken, some tomatoes, and just different extra stuff like vegetables and stuff, lettuce and things like that. Just anything that I could add to it just to dress it up. So after that, that was work too. So then I left work. Then it got crazy. So I'm in the car, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all this like this. And the next time, I'm gonna just record it. I'm gonna record the joint so y'all actually can see play out by play out how it all went down, because it really went like this, bro. Check me out. So I leave work and I'm having my cravings, bro. When you fast, you get crazy cravings. But the thing about the cravings is sometimes they don't eat you up like that, in a sense where you might have cravings. You might go ham at a restaurant with all the worst things. You get up on that scale the next morning and the joint looks great. It looks great. It looks exactly like what you want to see. You're going to see weight down. It's going to be crazy. So check me out. So I leave work and I'm like, yo, I'm in the fastest state. It's not my first time doing this, so I know what's up. I'm like, yo, I know I did real good early. Ate clean, got the little rice, beans, the grilled chicken. Early I had the chicken and I had a little shake. I said, yo, it's time to get a little dirty. So I said, yo, let me hit this quick trip real quick. Bro, I got 4 donuts. 4 donuts. I got 2 the sugar joints, the one with the strawberry frosting, and then I got the glaze. Yammed it all down. Done. I'm cruising. It's like, I get out of work at like late, like 11:30, 12. So it's late night and I'm like, damn, I'm still hungry. I'm really hungry, matter of fact. And I say, yo, what up with that Mickey D's though? And I say, yo, I'm pulling over, bruh. So I go, skirt. I go over there, I get I'm telling them, yo, double up everything. I need large, everything large, no mediums, no smalls. We don't do that. I say, yo, let me get the 2 cheeseburger meal. Let me get that, in large. I said, let me get an extra, like a little McDouble. And then I said, let me get another double quarter pounder. So, bro, we talking like 4 burgers, bro. Double quarter pounder, McDouble, and the 2 cheeseburgers. I ate all of that. All of that. I had the order of fries. I ate the whole order of fries. I had the drink. I drank the whole drink. Bro, I went to the crib. I get to the crib. I'm like, all right, cool, whoop-de-whoop. I'm at the crib. I should be good by now. I ate enough. Like, that's more than enough. Bro, I saw the fruity pebbles. Woo! I said, I gotta get me some. I gotta get me some. So I said, all right, cool. I've been here before. It ain't no thing. I'm gonna be Gucci in the morning. So boom, I start pouring my fruity pebbles. I'm eating. I pass out. Stomach is like big as a tank. Bro, I got 0 cares in the world. When you fasted to this point and you've combined it with exercise, and you'll find that it's gonna take, I don't know what it takes in total for me to mess up the fast, but the numbers I got, you see it in the video. Bro, my body fat went all the way down. My muscle mass went way up. That's when I hit the 150s in the muscle mass. Let me show you with the results right here. And if y'all didn't check the video, man, y'all go check the video. Y'all see exactly how, you know, everything played out. Let me see if I could speed it up a little bit. So the results after eating carbs, you're gonna see me get on, always punching in the thing. I put the date so y'all see the date, y'all see the time. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible how the body works and what's going on. I feel that based on what's information and knowledge that's being passed around, people have the wrong idea of how much muscle is lost, how much is gained, what muscle actually is. So you see 7.8 on my body fat. You see the water's way up, 63.7, 155.2 on the muscle mass, 9, not 9, it's like 2127 is the BMR. That's how many calories I burn in 24 hours. That 12 is my age. That's my metabolic age. And that's also something I wanted to point out, which I did in the video. You can see the last thing is the visceral fat, which is a 3. The visceral fat is basically the body fat in the midsection. That was the first place for things to change. It went from a 4 to a 3. That was during one of the first earlier weigh-ins. So I wanted y'all to see that, and I wanted y'all to see what happens when you carb up, when you eat a lot of calories, when you eat the fattiest, worst calories. I was at the Mickey D's at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I went straight to the crib, even had another, even more of what they say to not have, which is the sugary cereals and, you know what I'm saying? I did all of that, carved up, went to sleep, woke up with these type of results. Now, this is what I will tell you. If you trying to lose weight, you trying to like get your body right, maybe you don't really want to follow this route in that sense, because I do what I do because I look the way I look. I have room to kind of splurge. I just try to help y'all see that room for splurge, it could be like pushed a little bit. You could push that button a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't really have to be all uptight about what you eating and having if you come from a fasted state. It's different. In this situation, I'm able to show you, and you can see how the muscle mass went up and the body fat went down. Now let's talk about why that even happened. Who knows? Somebody gotta be out there knows exactly what's going on. When there's muscle broken down in the body, right? You get in there, you hit the weights, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. As you hit the buys harder and harder, you crank out the curls, you tear apart more muscle fibers. When the muscle fibers are set to repair, right? You start taking in calories. Your muscle fibers have to repair. All the calories that are taken in go straight to repair. When it goes to repair, the repairing process burns fat. That's why when you build muscle, you reduce fat. It's clear as day on the scale how this works. I don't think the scale is inaccurate in telling you what direction you're going in. Now the numbers could be off in accuracy. You might not be quite 8% body fat like it's displaying. But if the body fat goes down, yes sir, that's the direction that you're going in. That is the direction that you're going in. I didn't show body pictures to give people an idea to misjudge the way that what I'm presenting. People gonna look and say, oh, that's not 8% body fat. No. That's why I was particular to not show y'all the physique thing. We didn't doing that. People like to jump to judgment with that one. We gonna do the straight numbers. That's why I wore hoodies the whole video, right? To get y'all to see that it's in the numbers. All right, I'm not gonna fool you pulling up my shirt, showing you stuff. You're not gonna play that game. I'm gonna show you right here on paper what makes sense in the body, how it works, and I'm showing you on the scale and how it plays out. Now, I told y'all in the video that glycogen is something that's stored in the muscles. Glycogen comes in from a lot of sleep, a lot of water, carbohydrate intake, and the breakdown of muscles. You combine all of that stuff in one and do it every day, you're gonna start blowing up. Now, when you blowing up, a lot of people like to take the blow up and call it muscle. Yep, especially when they cranking in the protein, the creatine, then they really think they gaining muscle, big muscles. But I hate to break it to you, bro. You're not. It's not that play. It's not that play out. It's not that easy, all right? It takes a while for you to actually build muscle. You saw my muscle jump overnight from 145 to 155? Really? We going up 10 points, 10 pounds, whatever this registers as? We going up 10 in the overnight. The little overnight, show y'all the dates. Overnight, I got the muscle to jump up. But I told y'all in the video, if you ask me in my own personal judgment and going through fitness for 20 plus years right now, what the muscle mass represents on the scale is glycogen. It's the only thing that flows in and out of the muscle at that rate and that speed under those conditions. You starving the body, putting it in a condition where it really wants to grab all the glycogen it possibly can because it doesn't want to go into a starvation phase again. That's literally what you've seen here. You've seen it shoot up based on me taking in the carbs. Notice that it took in the carbs, the fat, the dirty carbs, all the stuff you think that the body's gonna kick to the side and store. It said, no. We know how to make use with everything you got. Everything you got. Oh, you calling that bad calories? No. We don't care. It's McDonald's. We going straight to muscle repair. And while it's happening, we at work, we burning fat. All right, that's when you sitting around. So if you ask me, when people talk about, yo, I gained like 5 pounds of muscle, I gained 10 pounds of muscle in a year and all this, that, and the third. Nah, bro. Not to my knowledge and understanding. Not after I ran the test. You don't run the numbers up in muscle that fast. Now, mind you, the weight also showed. The weight showed. The arms were showing. I could have measured my arms. They were this big in one day. In one day. One day. I'm going to get the details. I see this is going to be a lot more interesting if we gain the accuracy. So I'm going to record my meals. So y'all going to watch me eat the McDonald's. Or if it's McDonald's, I'll eat pizza. I'll eat burgers. I'll also eat the healthy stuff because I want to run a test where we eat good. That's mainly the direction I want to go in. It's not a channel about eating bad or getting away with eating bad. It's more so you learning how far you could go before things really mess up. Well, I went that far and nothing ain't go wrong. So you gotta feel like, damn, well, maybe I need to fast because I could really be comfortable with my eating once I have the proper discipline and make it to the finish line, right? So the point that I was making, to sum it all up, the muscle mass that you see on the scale does not necessarily represent muscle to me. In my understanding, the fact that it can go in and out so fast, my arms can blow up and get skinny in a day's time, does not give me the idea that that's muscle. It plays more on my mind as if it were to be glycogen. because glycogen is the only thing that I know you could have this type of an effect. You saw me do cardio. Matter of fact, you see where the muscle mass is at now, right? In the video, you see that I go at the very end of the video, I go through one more phase. I'm not gonna even play it through. I'm gonna just tell you. I go through one more phase and I do cardio and my muscle mass drops like 3 points. The muscle mass correlates with what you do physically, just like it was glycogen. Just like it was glycogen. Every scale I ever got on, these DEXA digital scales that send the impedance up through and out your body, and it reads it through fat and water. Every time I get on this scale, they all read the same. They all read the same, right? It, for me, has been very, very accurate. Not necessarily in numbers, but in the direction that you're going in. So I can tell you right now, the idea behind building muscle is to increase your glycogen stores and continuously pushing past points of comfortability and do better than last time. That's the idea behind it. But I wanted everybody to see that you don't lose muscle as fast as you think, and you also don't gain muscle as fast as you think. It's the idea behind the video. You couldn't get any worse than a fasted state. You couldn't get any worse than going more than 24 without food. You gotta start seeing the signs and the results of what's actually happening. Now with the BCAs and stuff like that, I'm gonna get into it in a different video, a video about when I fast with, and then a video when I fast without. We'll compare, see where things stand. But overall, I wanted y'all to see in detail, know what I ate. I did have a second day of more carbs that came in after, and that day, even though there was more carbs and it was a second day and I barely really did exercise, I think I did a little cardio session, I still came back with good results. My body still wasn't in a position yet that it felt that it needed to store body fat. It felt more like it wanted glycogen and felt that all that physical activity that I was pushing on to it, it was getting ready for that. It was getting ready, because when I even eat food, my muscles blow up. They blow up different than when I continuously eat. Why? Because the insulin sensitivity starts to increase. And what you also notice is I need less food, which connects back with eating less and living longer. Because you want to make sure that road coming and going is cleaned up on a regular. I'm going to get up off this one. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Y'all know what it is. I'm out.